Yeah, g'day YouTubers, Tinker O'Toole with another video. Hope you enjoy the video today. Please subscribe to the channel. Any comments, thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Yeah, g'day YouTubers, Tinker O'Toole again here with another video. Today we're going to talk about doing a Hexa or X-cut type profile on the grinding wheel. We've done it on a small wheel for 3/8 low profile. That's 120 degrees on the vertical axis, and on the horizontal axis we've had 15 degrees ground on each side. So if you look at a normal grinding wheel and you're to grind it flat on the horizontal and with the vertical, that makes 90 degrees. But you put an extra 15 degrees on this side and a 15 degrees on that side, you get your 120. That's one way of doing it. You can mix it around, or you can put 60 degrees on the left side and 60 degrees on the right side, which is what the Stihl Hexa is, which is what I've got here, which is what I use on my USG grinder. So this is the Stihl Hexa. That's what it looks like. I reckon that this is not as porous as the other wheel. I'd say this is maybe 80 grit. But if you look at the wheel, you can see the hexagonal shape there, like a V shape, a wedge. And we only use the side of the wheel and the bottom corner on the Stihl USG grinder. So we use the inside of the wheel and this little right side here. The USG grinder moves, is in the opposite side of a Stihl, the USG grinder, which is a Stihl grinder, moves in the opposite direction of an Oregon type grinder. And we tilt this Oregon type grinder to the right side, and we tilt the Stihl USG to the left side. So, okay, let's just say that we're going to dress a wheel. Now, 60 degrees, you've got to have something, a template or something. But rather than use a template, I want to get there pretty dead accurate from the very beginning. So what I did was made a ski ramp with 60 degrees on it so that I can place it in here like so. Lock it in a position. Now that stone is at 60 degrees. I can bring my grinding wheel down and I can dress it that way. And if I turn it around that side, I can dress the wheel this way, which is a little bit more difficult, but it can be done quite easily up and down. So we put a 60 degree on the left and a 60 degree on the right. Then we need to tilt the angle of this at 65 degrees, which is right about there. So what that will mean now, that this angle on here, this edge angle here, and this angle going down will give you a hexagonal shape because you've dressed the wheel at 120 degrees. So between this angle here and the angle going down on the wheel, you've got 120 degrees. So you could imagine if you're to hold the wheel at that angle, you'll find out that you've got your hexagonal shape. To sort of show you a different way, we'll just I've done a bit of a drawing here. If this was your grinding wheel, now the only reason that you can't use the Stihl is that the arbor is around 12 millimeters hole, whereas on the Oregon type grinders it's 22.2 millimeters. So yeah, unfortunately they're not interchangeable. Okay, this is what the hexa wheel looks like. Parallel sections on the wheel, and we go down 60 degrees on the right side and 60 degrees on the left side. By grinding 60 degrees on the left and the right, you end up with 120 degrees here in this corner, 120 degrees in this corner, and 120 degrees in that corner. So it makes it quite easy to do that. Now, on a Stihl USG grinder, we use different angles. It's 25 degrees on a Stihl USG grinder. 25 degrees equates to 65 degrees on a Stihl. 65 degrees on a Oregon type grinder is 25 degrees on a Stihl USG, because on a Stihl USG they use 0 degrees as a reference point. On an Oregon grinder they use 90 degrees as a reference point from vertical. So they both use vertical as their reference points. And as I said, Oregon is 90 degrees reference point and Stihl is 0 degrees reference point. So on a Stihl, you'll move it over 25 degrees, and on an Oregon, you'll move it over 65 degrees, which is exactly the same thing, just different reference points. So that's how you dress your wheel, and you'll have no problems at all. I actually made a video where I dressed the wheel. Look, I even done I ground one side of the wheel 20 degrees and one side 10 degrees. So I ground an extra 30 degrees, and that made, so it was on this one corner here. I may have a picture of that, a drawing. There's all different ways that it can be done, not just one way. That's 15 degrees here. So if you take 15 degrees off the vertical and 15 degrees off the horizontal, you end up with 120 degrees. And you'll put the head, you'll put the angle at 45 degrees in. So they're all different ways of doing it. There's, I think I got one where it was 10 degrees. No, that's 15. Look, there's all different ways of doing it. So it's up to you. All you've got to realise, it's just a matter of mathematics. Whatever you use, in this case here, I'm just using this side of the wheel. And it's 15 degrees and 15 degrees. So, yeah, look, it's up to you which way you go. But, yeah, it's just a matter of doing simple mathematics and working out which way you want to dress the wheel, which way you want to use it. Probably the way that Stihl do it is probably better. This way that they've got here is probably the best way. Anyway, thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up. Bye for now.